Hey, listen, thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this training video for being a nursery volunteer here at Calvary on Amwell. Remember that everything we do at Calvary is to fulfill our purpose, and that is leading people to know Christ and to make Him known. And being in nursery is no different. So I want to go over a couple of principles that we like to instill in our volunteers that volunteer with us here in the nursery ministry. First, I want to talk to you about punctuality. As with all of our ministries, it's just important to really honor those that you're serving by showing up about 10 minutes before it's time to start. Make sure that if you're unable to fulfill your role on any given day, that you make an effort to cover that by finding somebody else to serve in your place. And then notify Don Curl and the nursery director who's going to be covering in your absence. Next, I want to talk a little bit about security. We want to make sure that the doors are locked at all times. We want to protect our children that have been entrusted to our care. I want to remind you that all of our nursery workers submit to a background check. So for that reason, we only allow official nursery volunteers to be inside the nursery facility. Make sure that we check identification stickers on all children and their belongings so we don't get children's belongings mixed up, or we don't get children mixed up. We want to send the right kids home with the right parents. Remind parents that only they are allowed to pick up their children from the nursery. I want to encourage you to always be friendly and courteous. Remember that we're making a first impression on somebody every time we serve. So greet parents with a smile when they drop their kids off and when they pick them up. And make sure that you're showing the joy of Christ to our parents and to our children. Make sure that you receive children over the half door unless they're just too heavy to lift up. We want to try and keep that door closed so we don't have any wanderers come in and out while that door's open. Make sure and inform our parents that if they are needed at any time during the service, that their name will appear on the screen. And at that time, we would just ask them to quietly slide out of the service and come to the nursery. Make sure and notify the sound booth that we need to call a parent, and they will take care of that. We don't actually want to walk down the aisle and disrupt the service. Make sure that as you interact with children that you're reading to them, that you're talking to them, playing a video. Be creative. We know you have a heart to serve in this ministry and trust your judgment on how best to interact with children. Diaper changing, please don't call me to come do that. You want to make sure that all children's diapers stay clean and refreshed by the end of the service. Make sure that you clean and sanitize the room after the children leave, and report any concerns that you might have to the nursery director, and that includes any ideas that you might have to help improve the service we provide our kids and their families. Make sure that you're positive in your conversations as you leave. You never know who might be listening and who, again, you might be making a first impression on as you're leaving. And it could have an impact on whether or not they choose to bring their children to be under our care. So again, I want to thank you for a heart to serve. Thank you for helping us fulfill the mission here at Calvary, and thanks for taking some time to look at this training video.